she's a terrible boss who terrorizes her own employees.
Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of okay, we know that. Kind of like, the orange orangutan, the Timu Hitler. They understand that we have a Timu Hitler in the White House right now that thinks that he is going to become the dictator of the United States. We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your... We will not allow a bully to punch us in our face. We are not only going to punch you back, but we are going to knock you out.
Yeah, we know she's doing it just for hits and clicks because, first of all, she's quoting Beyonce. She's saying, I'm just like Beyonce. She gets me.
Listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black.
I don't want to walk in a room and get a job because I'm black. I want to walk in a room and get a job because I'm qualified.
Let's get at it. Let's get active. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. We're going to be talking about Jasmine Crockett. Now, I have to admit, I have not talked as much about Jasmine Crockett as some of you all have asked. So please, down in the comments, let me know if this video scratches your itch and if we need to keep it going. I will absolutely, because Jasmine Crockett, in my opinion, is the caricature of what Democrats think of black women. I'm sorry, there's no way around it. She's been playing this role and she's been given this assignment to cosplay a particular black woman that most people have started to associate all black women with. And I'm sorry, there's a lot of y'all black women know that you're looked at now differently because of the way Jasmine Crockett behaves. I'm not saying you got to have the long 8-inch lashes. I'm not saying you got the 38-inch bundles and that behavior, but Jasmine is starting to become a problem for all black women. And I think y'all should be honest about it, but you're going to let me know. Y'all say, hey, Jason, this is great. Jason, don't do it anymore. Okay, we won't. Either way, I'm listening to what you all think, but I have my opinions, and we're going to talk about them today. Let's get at it.
Now that liberal Congresswoman, Ms. Crockett, is contending with a report that she's a terrible boss who terrorizes her own employees. So
call me surprised. Let me just put a green heart in the chat if you're surprised that Jasmine Crockett is a difficult boss and a terrible employer. Please put that in the chat. Let's go.
Sources tell the New York Post that Crockett screams at her staff, is never in the office, freaks out over the most random things, is focused almost exclusively on being an influencer, and has overall a toxic staff environment. On one occasion, she even reduced an aide to tears.
But let's just be honest, though. You know what? Let me know if you really thought that Jasmine Crockett that you see on screen when you see her doing the TikToks and cussing at this and at this rally there, you really believed that she was different behind the camera when the screen was off, when the camera was off. Did you really think she was that much different? Or does this rhyme with what you thought? Bad boss, toxic, diva, wanting to be an influencer, screams and is indifferent to her staff. Which one did you believe, if you really think about it? Maybe you didn't really think about it. But which one do you say, yeah, I kind of figured as much. Let's go.
One source summed it up as, quote, all diva, no wow. That's reportedly behind closed doors. This is in public.
Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of okay, we know that. Kind of like, the orange orangutan, the Timu Hitler. They understand that we have a Timu Hitler in the White House right now that thinks that he is going to become the dictator of the United States. We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your... We will not allow a bully to punch us in our face. We are not only going to punch you back, but we are going to knock you out.
Well, Ben, if that's what she's displaying publicly, my goodness, what is happening behind closed doors?
Yeah, look, the Democratic Party's got a problem because they've basically taken a bunch of social media influencers that are really loud and know how to get like TikTok views and said, be a congressperson. We'll bring you up here. And they don't legislate. She's not representing the people of her district. She's never there and working with them. And again, all of these accusations are coming from her staff. people that worked for her. And they say she's never in the office. She's always hanging out in her apartment. She only wants to be on TV. She only wants to be viral. She only wants to call the president a POS. And this is, again, the Democratic Party. Look, I think they've got a big problem because now you got Marxists, socialists, and communists and TikTokers like her who are out there saying, I'm a congresswoman, even though I don't represent or do anything for my constituents. It's serious people should be in Washington. You should be working for the people, not trying to get views on clickbait like she does every day. So good luck to the Democratic Party. You've created this, you've emboldened it, and now this is what you've got. And you wonder why your approval rating's at like 9%.
Real quick, I want to jump in because he said something that we cannot let slide by. Shout out to that segment. Social media is not reality. And I think we all can agree. So because you have likes, because you have views, because you have influence, and that word is well past threadbare, because you have influence, that does not mean that you walk the line of actually being able to lead and govern a group of people. That just means that people watch you and they click the little button. That does not mean everything. And if that's how they look at, if that's how they're picking, the Democrat Party is picking their leaders, picking their candidates based upon, I really shudder to think, based upon social media influence. Oh, that's a horrible take. That is a horrible take. But let's get this back, Jason. Let's go.
Crockett is fighting back, saying, no, that's not true. Listen to this.
As Beyonce says, if they're not talking about you, then obviously you must not be doing anything. You know what? This is just more slander, more nonsense, more lies. And honestly, I don't think that the New York Post would probably be the first ones to be able to figure out if I was a boss from hell. There's a song that I like to quote every once in a while. It says, your hate is my motivation. So keep hating. All it does is motivate me to continue to do what I do, which is to be loud and proud on behalf of the American people.
I don't know if she had meant for this, but that quote from Beyonce is exactly what the problem is. She's proving the story in the New York Post. The whole point, if you think that you're in Washington for people to talk about you, then you're doing it wrong. And I get it. It's difficult if you're a narcissist and you just want attention. You go to Washington and you're one of 435 members of the House. You're one of 535 members of all of Congress. It's pretty, I guess it's kind of isolating maybe. You feel like left out. It's difficult. But doing this just to get attention, just to get clicks is not solving the problem.
Yeah, we know she's doing it just for hits and clicks because, first of all, she's quoting Beyonce. She's saying, I'm just like Beyonce. Right. She gets me.
Jasmine Crockett.
That has got to be the wildest take. And hear me, I like quoting songs. My family and I like to quote movies and such like that. But I don't think that is such a nose blind take. Shout out to Jasmine. Let's go.
A lot of news. She's a Democrat, represents southeastern part of Dallas, Texas, your home state. She revealed this when she found a job in the legal world. This is how she described it in her own words. I'll go ahead and play it and get your reaction.
When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, let me tell you something. When I walk in, I'm going to walk in with a level of rapport and understanding that maybe some of my other colleagues will not. Charlie offered me my job, and I worked my butt off, and I worked really, really hard for all of my clients, not just those that look like me. And that is what it looks like to serve.
Well, you can't have it both ways, and Jasmine and I just don't see the world the same way. I don't want to walk in a room and get a job because I'm black. I want to walk in a room and get a job because I'm qualified, because I am educated, because I have hard work, grit, determination, because I believe in this country. That's why I am a United States congressman in a white majority district that President Trump would have won by 20 points, and I just won by 27 points. And the reason is because of this. I am literally living Dr. Martin Luther King's dream by being judged not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. The people in my district don't see color. They see somebody that's going to represent this district to the best of their ability, regardless of what they look like. I never want to be demeaned for what I have done and the sacrifices that I have made for this country just because of the way I look. I want to be hired because of my acumen and my ability, and I'll end with this. I see myself as an American. I'm a proud husband. I am a father. I am a veteran. I am an educated man. I am a follower of Christ, and I'm also a black man. I am very proud of it. But I am all those things before that because the number one thing for me is being an American. And I love all my fellow Americans, regardless of race, religion, color, or creed, and we all should be treated fairly. Nobody wants a job based on the way they look. They want a job based on their abilities.
Shout out. Dr. Hunt said, look, I'm about to bring this smoke. Hey, shout out. I agree with him. The only thing I would say is I'm not going to put my American status over my Christian status, and I don't believe that he does. I've heard him talk to him in other issues, heard him speak on it in other issues, so I don't think that he's putting his nationality, being an American, over him being a Christian. I just think that he said it differently there. Let's go. Wow, what a surprise. I'm so shocked. Who could have ever seen this coming? If only there were some signs. I love that. Snark. I'm all about it, Mike. The fact that Crockett is a Democrat rising star says a whole lot about the party. Come on. She's the prime example of a DEI hire. I mean, really? The loudest one is usually the most disrespectful. She clicks all the boxes of being a psychopath. Whoa. She's not supervised. Yo, I did not see that coming. She's not supervised. Good gracious. The only reason I'm saying that is because as a teacher, you would always be held to the standard that your children are always supervised. You couldn't just run to the restroom, leave your class unsupervised. You couldn't drop your kids off at lunch and then just go if there wasn't a lunch monitor. Unsupervised. Playground, unsupervised. The fact that they use the term not supervised, that hit differently. If you're a school teacher, you know what I mean. I'm not going to try to beat those charges. Let's go. She's mean and disrespectful to her own people that she manages. She needs to be fired. I think it's also funny that elsewhere, Jasmine said that these call outs by her staff people were racist and misogynistic. And I'm like, ma'am, you hired them. What do you expect? Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you want more Jasmine Crockett content? I will gladly, unequivocally, we'll look at her more often. I find her a little bit hard to listen to, but let me know what you think. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for liking the video. Thank you for your support of the channel. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.